What time is it, Siri?
The time is 7:23 p.m.
7:23 p.m. It's Memorial Day weekend. Everybody's excited. The pools are opening on the East Coast. Took the kids to the pool. You know what everybody was complaining about, Bruce?
What's that?
That it was too hot, that it was too humid. I said, I just did a video. I was in my car the other day wearing a sweater. I said, here it's cold. Everybody's complaining. In a week, everybody's going to be whining that it's too hot. So the point is, you're never happy if you're one of those people whining and complaining. The other thing is people whine about working on the weekends and complaining. And I never really understood that because people will say to me that know me personally, they'll say, you're working? It's Memorial Day weekend. Or you're working? It's New Year's Eve. Or you're working? It's Christmas Day. And the answer is always the same. The athletes are working. Why wouldn't we work? We're trading markets. I was on the phone with a client the other day, and he said he's been losing. He's losing. He's trying to figure out MLB. And I explained that there is no figuring out MLB. You're either surrendering to the fact that not only won't you win on your own, you can't win on your own. And when I say that, what I mean by that is I'm not talking about winning individual games. I'm talking about the money management aspect. One of the most refreshing things that has come to pass with the new changes in sports wagering being legal. First of all, Paddy Power, which owns TVG, if you haven't watched the news or not following this, bought FanDuel. FanDuel is basically going to be a sports book. You're going to be able to have your fantasy league, but you're going to also be able to straight wager on the actual games. The second thing is, now you'll hear about sports trading. Well, I've been barking about sports trading for 30 years. And it's funny because I deal with a lot of clients that aren't emotional when it comes to their financial trading. They stick their money in a fund, they check their performance quarterly, and for whatever reason, they just can't do the same thing under the auspices of it's fun, it's entertainment. And I always say the same thing. If you want entertainment, go to a movie. Now, the institutional money is going to get into the sports trading game. Now, the institutional money. I'm not talking about the big syndicates that are already in Vegas. David Miller, Dominic Larigio, Don Johnson, Kenny White, Brian Blessing. I'm talking about institutional money from financial firms, which will now have the blessing of the government to be involved in sports trading hedge funds. Understanding that algorithms are the way to make money and playing the long game, which is understanding that you have to have the proper money management. Nobody who actually is a professional gambler claims or cares about a winning percentage. Maybe at best 55% over the course of a very long span, 1,000 plus games. If you're a guy stuck in the micro and you're not looking at the macro, you're just gambling. So just be honest with yourself and say you're gambling. It's Memorial Day weekend. It's the 26th of May. But basically next Friday, because there's 31 days in this month, next Friday is June 1st. That's going to start the 6th month of the year. Look back 6 months, not 1 month, not 2 months, and ask yourself if you've learned anything from the education on these videos. Or if you just want somebody to bark about this winner and that winner, I could do that. I had a WNBA winner last night. I had an MLS soccer winner last night. The sports that are often overlooked by the general public because they're not the big three. And ask yourself if that the short-term results of any day really matter to your long game, to the ROA in a 365-day period. And the answer is they don't. It's nice when you go to bed a winner, but it really doesn't mean anything. It just means you're gearing up for the next day that you could possibly be a loser if you're wagering the same amount on every games with the intention of picking more winners than losers. I've already illustrated this with baseball over and over again, so I'm not going to beat the dead horse on that. But as you see, I've proved it to you with stats, not my opinion. The teams with a winning record a lot of the times don't show any profits, and teams with a losing record, especially in the MLB, show profits. Tomorrow I'm excited for the Capitals / Vegas Golden Knight game. Again, I'm located in Washington, Baltimore half the time. I'm located in Vegas behind me half the time. But the price, I'm just telling you, it's too high right now. They're giving Washington with Ovechkin no respect. And I've been saying it all year. If you can get the Capitals at a dog, or you can get the Golden Knights as a dog, always take that opportunity. So does it mean I'm telling you to bet on the Capitals? No, it just means I won't lay the price with Vegas. So if the information doesn't point in our direction for the Capitals, we won't even play that game, because that's the other secret to this sauce. You don't have to be involved in every game. So again, it is your 7:30 almost report here in Baltimore, Maryland, on Memorial Day weekend. If this was the first day at the pool, I hope you enjoyed it. But again, if you're actually trading this as a business, not a losing hobby, then understand sports trading and understand the difference between that short-term micro nonsense and that long-term macro profitability. And if you're emotional, if you get upset when games lose, and if you get overly excited when games win, I guess for the Memorial Day weekend, be happy that you're healthy, you're with your loved ones, enjoy the barbecue, enjoy the pool, and understand that a game is just a trade. And if you don't believe me, watch how much institutional money floods into this game in the next few months before the NFL season, and when it's legal in basically 32 states. Peace.